like, I think the Oklahoma fans are like, please talk about it more. Please continue to talk about this. Because if we talk about it, the Oklahoma fans are probably thinking maybe it won't happen. Maybe there won't be an upset. But Missouri goes to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a 9.5-point favorite in this game. Now, the spread may change over the week because we're not sure if Beau Pribula is going to play for Missouri. He warmed up before the Mississippi State game, but he didn't play. Matt Zollers played the game. But it seems like Pribula may be able to come back. And this is one of those injuries that sounded like a career ender, but I guess does not take as long to recover from it. A dislocated ankle against Vanderbilt. And I thought that meant real long rehab, but it doesn't. So he is potentially back. Does that change the way you feel about this game?
Yeah, I mean, it would. Certainly getting your starting quarterback does do that, but we're looking at a single-digit spread here in a game that is maybe, was it the most emotional win, obviously, for Oklahoma during Brent Venables' tenure, the most important one going on the road. Like, it just seems like a letdown spot. Like, Oklahoma fans are now like
letdown spot
already in like playoff mode. And, we don't need to, we'll do this on Tuesday night when we react to the show, the playoff rankings on the show. But like, I think that they have maybe a chance of getting in at 9-3, but they have to win these two games like they don't. Like, or play these games like they don't. So
yeah,
like, I don't think there's
the 9-3 thing relies on a lot of other things happening. Oklahoma wins 2 more games. Oklahoma's in the playoff.
Right. And Oklahoma might have been the team that gets the SEC. Like, I was looking through it, Andy. The SEC has like an outside chance, I think, of getting 6 teams in to the CFP. I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe it won't, but like, it seems like all but certainly they're going to get 5 because Oklahoma beating Alabama didn't drop Alabama out, but it inserted them back in. So that's like an additional team. So like in your bracket here, let's count up how many you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I don't know, like Vandy or Texas have a chance if other people lose, but they're not.
I don't know who's got to drop. I mean, really, it would have to be Notre Dame losing and getting knocked out, or some other thing that causes Notre Dame to get knocked out. But I don't think Notre Dame gets knocked out in favor of another SEC opponent.
Yeah.
I think it would be Miami. But yeah, now if Miami were to somehow sneak into the ACC title game and win the ACC, they could take that spot I have Georgia Tech in, and then you have somebody could knock Notre Dame out. But or Oregon gets knocked out. But if Oregon gets knocked out, they're just replaced by USC.
Yeah, unless Oregon loses to Washington.
Right.
I mean, I know this, we're picking the game, but like, I don't think it's a 0% chance they get they don't get 6. It's probably a 10% chance. I think it's out there. But yeah, taking care of business after you climbed the mountaintop. It's like kind of climbing up the mountain and then realizing that scaling it down can be as hard as traversing it. So, I don't know that.
What did they say? Some movie I saw.
Yeah, more people die on the way down from Everest than going
on the way down. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I can understand that. I feel like it's slippery up there, I think. Andy, it's not about
they die of slip and fall accidents. I think.
Is it like oxygen deprivation? Yeah. John Krakauer, which is like one of the greatest authors of all time, wrote a book about Everest that I've been meaning to listen to or read.
I love that your default is I've been meaning to listen to that book.
I'm actually listening to one right now that's pretty great. I am the douchebag, though, that tells people they read a book when they listen to it, by the way.
It's fine. You assimilated all the information.
I know. But yeah, it's still kind of a sleazy thing to say.
The book on this game, though, is if Oklahoma's who they said they were when they beat Alabama last week, if Oklahoma is the playoff team that they declared themselves to be by beating Alabama, they will win this game and they will win the LSU game. If they are truly a playoff team that deserves a chance to compete for the national title, they'll just win these 2 games. Yeah.
But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about whether they're going to win by enough. I don't think there's any question that Oklahoma is a better team all around than Mizzou. What we're going to be betting or what we're going to be picking is whether we think that Oklahoma is going to come out in like angry mode, or if Oklahoma is going to be depleted from emotion enough to play a grab-ass 4-quarter game that resembles like what we watched from Ole Miss and Florida the other night.
Now, Oklahoma has a lot of players from last year's team. Now, they, yes, want to make the playoff. Yes, want to show they're much improved from last year. But the reason I say that is because this game last year was bizarre. Remember how it ended?
I don't. Remind me.
Zion Young returns a fumble for a touchdown. Tristan Newsome hits Jackson Arnold. So it's a sack strip. And Zion Young returns a fumble. This is a tie game. There's a 23-23 tie. And Zion Young returns a fumble 17 yards for a touchdown with 22 seconds remaining to win the game.
I have no idea why I can't remember that. That's wild.
Because there was a lot of other stuff going on during the game, or that window. And that game between those two teams that weren't in the playoff mix was not that important. But I just remember thinking how strange it was, because it wasn't. It was back and forth, and like you thought Oklahoma was going to win it. And I'm looking at the win probability chart right now, and it was Oklahoma's win probability was 100% with like a minute left, and it dropped to 100% to Missouri. Straight line.
How stupid that number is. If you're in a one possession game, your winning percentage should never be 100.
Well, no, here's the thing. Remember, Missouri scored to make it 23-23 with a minute 3 remaining. So Oklahoma was up 23-16 on a Billy Bowman fumble return that happened with 2 minutes to go. So this game, starting the fourth quarter, this game was 10-9, and it ended 30-23.
Sure,
and they traded leads multiple times.
Yeah, I bet that game happened probably after Oklahoma had already lost a bunch, and it wasn't like a big fixture of like
it was November 10th. So,
yeah.
But what I'm saying is the Oklahoma players who were there for this last year, I don't think will take Missouri lightly, because they remember that mess of a game. So I think Oklahoma is going to take this very seriously. I think Oklahoma is significantly better than they were last year. I think they're better than they were last month. I think they're where they need to be. So they just got to bring it home. Now, do they bring it home by 10 points or more? I do. If they are that team, Ari, I think they cover this.
Are they that team in your mind?
I think they are.
I think all they have to do is win to be that team. It's hard. I don't think they have to win by 15 to be that team. I'm going to take Mizzou in the points. But I think Oklahoma will win the game. I just think it might. I think
Oklahoma's going to cover. I think Mateer is now in a spot where he is healthier. He looked dynamic against Alabama. That was what we saw from him at the beginning of the season. And I don't know there's a lot of defenses that can deal with that.
It would be so cruel if Mizzou rushed back a quarterback, or a quarterback came back from injury and played well enough to knock out Oklahoma after Oklahoma's 2 losses came while John Mateer was rushed back. You see what I'm saying there? Like,
I do.
Yeah.
By the way, well, can I want to think about that, because we talked about the possibility of Oklahoma, if they did drop one of these, could they possibly make it at 9-3? Can you make the John Mateer wasn't healthy argument, and that's why? Okay.
You played the hardest schedule in the country.
That's a lot of their 9-3 argument, right?
Yeah, and who they beat. It's a pretty compelling argument. I don't know which one's more compelling. What about here's Texas's? If they beat A&M, they've got a top 5 win. And they beat Oklahoma. And they beat Oklahoma, a team that is now in the playoff field. And their third loss would be a 7-point defeat at Ohio State in week 1.
Yeah. Now they'll have a good case.
Pretty interesting case for a team that had eliminated graphics on Saturday night.
You're not going to let that go.
It's not just about Texas. I just think that people don't know what eliminated means.
It's just saying it. It's what Big Cat told us. All you have to do is say it. It doesn't matter.
It hurts me.
You can then be wrong and be like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Yeah, they might be.
Well, one of us is going to be wrong about this game, because Ari has Mizzou to cover. I have Oklahoma to cover. This will be probably the one everybody's watching in that noon window on Saturday, and it can very much affect the playoff race. And I think if you are a team on the outside looking in, you are like, please, 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 Missouri, make this happen. And then you'll be the same. If Missouri loses, you're going to be the same way with LSU against Oklahoma next week. So